Good morning, this is Stephen with Iowa Backyard Farmer. I thought we'd give you a quick greenhouse tour. It is Saturday, April 15th, and have a beautiful morning out. The last few days have been gorgeous for weather, nice and warm. Plants have really taken off. Downside is we've got some really cold weather in the forecast, including even some snow over the next couple days, but wanted to give you a quick glimpse as to what's going on in our greenhouses today. So up front, we've got some of our more cold hardy varieties out here, and just maybe point out some of those. So we've got our Alexandria strawberry, which is looking really good. They produce a little wild type of berry, maybe an inch or so long, really soft, so it's not like you can transport them or anything, but they're super delicious. They never make it into the house. We just eat them. The kids in the neighborhood just eat them. And we've got some of our more cold hardy greens up here as well. So we've got some kale that is looking good. And what else do we have up here?
Spinach chard.
So we've got our bright lights chard, and that's ready to go in the ground. We have some of ours already planted. And then our perpetual spinach, just grab one here on the corner, which is it comes from the chard family, but it tastes like regular spinach. The biggest benefit of this is it doesn't melt down, I'll say, in the heat. And so regular spinach is really good in the early spring and in the late fall when the weather's cool, but not so good in the summer. This perpetual spinach works really well in the summer as well.
It's good in smoothies, salads, you can cook with it.
Yeah, we eat it in lots of things.
Why is it in the front yard?
Why is it in the front yard? Because we're getting a little tight on space. So let's, maybe we'll go on around this way, do a little different route than we normally do with our greenhouse tours. So wander by, get a little chance to see some of the other things going on in our backyard. We've got some of our old rain barrel systems are hooked up. We didn't use the rainwater. Probably more appropriately, the kids in the neighborhood when they're playing, making mud pies, use the rainwater. But we'll get our bigger system hooked up here fairly quick. It's one of those projects that is going to take a lot of work to get that one done. Well, we're heading into the greenhouses. Let's stop and take a quick look here. This is a quince. So our quince bushes, we've got 2 of them, are going to be loaded with flowers this year. So if you've ever tasted quince, post down below what you thought of it. Okay, gonna have to open these up. At about midnight, I heard quite a wind rush come through, so I got up and wandered out here in my pajamas and tried to close everything up just because I didn't want the wind to cause any damage. So I'm going to open some of these up here real quick just to get an idea of what we've got going on here. For the most part, this one is peppers. I'll turn off the fan because it is fairly loud, but let's take a look and see what our peppers are looking like today. So Ahi Rico
Just show a couple of varieties.
is one of our favorites. We make smoked paprika from that. Let's see, just grab another one here real quick. Anaheim Charger.
Oh, favorite.
One of
Green chili sauce.
one of our favorites for green chilies. Got some other herbs and stuff down here, but for the most part, this one is
Full.
is peppers, and I see a spot for about one more tray. So you'll notice a theme here. We are about packed to the gills, and we need to figure out what to do because we need some more space. Another one that's full of peppers today. So got like lipstick, which is a yummy sweet pepper. Looking pretty good. These are about the size that they're ready to be picked up, but we have 2 more weeks before we'll have people picking up any peppers. We've got strawberry baskets hanging in there, and turn off the fan in here so we can actually hear what's going on. Anchos, another good looking plant. Red lunchbox. So these are really popular in the grocery stores, the little about 2-inch long little snacking peppers. And we sell a lot of these red lunchbox peppers. So they're looking pretty good here today as well.
Strawberry baskets are blooming.
So let's take a look at one of these strawberry baskets. Ooh, we've got blooms. So by the time these are ready to be picked up, a number of people are already going to have little strawberries on them, and they'll be hanging over nice and pretty. Let's see what else we have in here. Emerald Giant, our most popular green bell pepper. So overall, I would say things are looking pretty happy in this greenhouse. California Wonder, another very common, very popular green bell pepper. And a lot of these are going to be the big green bell peppers. Here's another one. This is a Red Knight, which all bell peppers start out green, but they mature to different colors, and this one is meant to mature. If you want to pick it green, that's fine, but if you want it to mature, it's a beautiful red bell pepper. See anything different down here? Yummy is a super delicious snacking pepper, and been a favorite of ours for a lot of years. Let's see what's down here on the very end. Oh, another Red Knight.
Because they were the hot ones hiding out.
So the hot peppers are not in this one. I think they were in the last one that we wandered through. So let's try to sneak back out. So I wander by the thermometer. It's 58 degrees here in the greenhouse. And sometimes people say that, well, peppers will die when they get into the 50s. That's not true. Pepper plants will live down to 32 without any, significant issues, but they don't like it. They won't grow. They definitely will produce with much warmer temperatures, but 50s will not hurt your plants. You can wander by our garlic here. Open up the next greenhouse. Now learn that I closed it a little after midnight last night, trying to keep the wind from blowing stuff around. Okay, let's see what we've got in here. Okay, so a lot of tomatoes, but we got some other stuff down here as well. So rosemary is taking off and is looking really happy. Let's see what we've got down here. We've got our lemongrass. And lemongrass is a nice smell, but is commonly used. A lot of people plant it like around swimming pools, stuff like that, to keep mosquitoes away. I don't know how well that works, but that's
also delicious.
That's what a lot of people do, and it's also just delicious. Elegance lavender. So it will bloom the first year, which is unique about that variety. And we've got several of them. We wandered by them earlier today, and they're looking all right. Husky cherry. So if you've not tried that or any of these, the Husky series of varieties are indeterminate, meaning they can grow and produce until the killing frost at the end of the season, but they're considered a dwarf. So the internodes is fairly short, leaving an overall fairly short plant. So in comparison, a Chadwick cherry, those plants, when grown in our garden in here, will get 10 feet tall fairly easily. These are also indeterminate, but will only get 3, maybe 4 feet tall, and still produce the same way, but you don't have to deal with a 10-foot tall plant. So that's kind of a fun one. We really like those, and we actually were really impressed with the flavor this last year as well. Let's see what else we've got. Yellow patio choice. And this is a nice cherry tomato that's yellow and has really good flavor. Nice tidy plant, shape and size as well. Let's come on down, see what else we've got here. Let's see, Sparky. Sparky XSL stands for extra shelf life. It is a cherry that has good flavor, but the hallmark of this one is it can handle stresses better than anything else that we grow. It's one where if you forget to water for a month, or you go on vacation and you think your garden's going to be dead when you come back, Sparky will live through that and produce very, very well.
I wouldn't neglect it on purpose.
So yeah, don't purposefully neglect it, but it is one that can handle neglect better than just about any other tomato plant that we've got out here. So I'm moving down. Let's see what else we've got. Juliet, which is a grape tomato that's real common, has good flavor and produces pretty well also. And let's go down, just grab something else here. What is this one? Midnight Snack. So Midnight Snack is a cherry size that is kind of has the blue shoulders. So it's
one of the indigo.
It's a part of the, I guess, categorized as an indigo. Has higher anthocyanins, and so darker color. Historically, as breeders have tried to bring in the genes for the higher anthocyanin trait, they've brought in some not so good flavor. This one actually has pretty good flavor, so we're excited to offer that one. And let's see, I wander by some more of the strawberries. Let's see, take a quick look at the raspberries. The raspberries are leafing out nicely. Some of them are leafing on the top of the stick. A lot of them don't do anything on the stick, but the roots will start sending up new growth. Either way is fine. The point of buying good strawberry plants is you get good roots that will spread and put up a good crop going forward.
The blackberries took off.
The blackberries have really taken off. This is the Prime Arc Freedom, and so it produces on first year canes. They are thornless, which I appreciate, and I'm really excited. These are looking really good this year, and again, the first year that we've offered them, but really excited. One of the most common questions we've gotten over the years is what blackberries do you recommend? And this is the one, and glad we're finally able to offer those. So let's wander on out. Looks like 58 degrees in this one as well, and I guess similar comment as the last greenhouse for anybody who says, oh, your tomatoes are going to die in the 50s. No, they'll survive down to 32 without any real issues. They're not happy, but it's not like they're going to die and you're out of luck. Let's wander around the outside. We've got some things that are out already just because they can handle the cold really well. So Thyme is one that handles the cold really well. Chives handle the cold really well. And wander down here on the other end. Yarrow. We've got all of our yarrow out already, and that's starting to come up even in our own garden. But the yarrow can handle the cold really well. Let's grab one here on the corner. We've got summer, what's that called?
Summer pastels.
Summer pastels yarrow, which is provides a number of different colors. We've got yellow, red, and white here as well. What do we got here? Limoncello lemon balm. And if you've never tried lemon balm before, as a plant it's pretty. If you like to make your own herbal teas, that's a delicious one. That's our intention for that one. And our little Victoria rhubarb are looking nice and cute. They love the cooler weather out here. And
right next to the big rhubarb.
yeah, they're actually right next to our rhubarb if you can see it through the fence there. And so they're looking pretty happy here too. So let's wander back around. Let's see. Let's actually go through this way if we can. Squeeze around our quince bush on this side that grew wider than we anticipated at the time we planted it. I'm sure I'm not the only person who's ever made that mistake, but anyway, we have it on our list of things to move to a little safer spot. Okay, here is my midnight project. When I came out when the wind was blowing hard, I thought I'm just going to close all the doors. This is our oldest greenhouse cover, and I'll tell you that these things seem to shrink from year to year. This one shrunk so much that there was no way in the world I could could zip that one shut. So I'm sitting out here in pajamas at about 12:30 this morning, with the rain coming down, soaking me as I was trying with one hand to use greenhouse tape to close that one up. Well, we'll have to do something different. So let's take a quick look. So these we just potted up yesterday. Most of them came out after the sun went down, so they're young. They're still in kind of the stress stage, but they will be super duper happy as they come out of any kind of transplant stress they may have exhibited. So I don't know, let's just take a look and see what we've got here. I'll grab one here on the edge. This is a big boy, and considering it was just transplanted, I don't see a lot of stress in here. We spend a lot of effort to make sure that our plants are happy. And while these may look a little bit small, they'll put on about a foot of growth per week, and so by the time anybody's ready to come pick theirs up, they will be more than happy. This is one that we are trying for the first time. It's Thorburns terracotta, and again was just transplanted, so it looks a little small in here, but it will be big and beautiful at the point that you know, in 2 weeks or longer when people are ready to pick them up. That one's kind of a bronze colored one, kind of unique, but a lot of people were interested in it. We have another in Kellogg's Breakfast. This is an heirloom orange type that has a really strong following and a good plant, good flavor. So excited about that one. Let's see, anything else in here I want to take a quick look at? Wood's Famous Brimmer. This is an heirloom like just old-fashioned big red tomato that people have been pretty happy with. Get that back in there. So let's go take a look at some of the others. So this is really just the latest one, and so it is probably has the smallest plants and those that have just been transplanted. So I don't usually show those, but just wanted you to get a view of basically what everything looks like at this point. So kind of a similar view here. Some of these were just transplanted as well. Let's see what else we've got in here. Take a look. So lime basil. And something here that I would look at and think, oh, that looks like a weed, but it's not. This is summer savory. How do you use summer savory?
In soups.
In
like
soups.
Particularly bean soups and things. It's very good.
So good
Savory flavor.
Good savory flavor. That's the name. What else we have in here? We have got our Aunt Molly's ground cherry, and people ask for these every year. They're kind of a good flavor, kind of like a little tomato, but not quite.
It's more fruity.
It's more of a fruity flavor.
You make a pie with
So if you've never tried one and you have a spot in your garden, why don't you give those a try. And our okra. So they're looking really good here as well. And let's see.
You got 2 tomatillas there.
We've got a couple different kinds of tomatillas. Our Super Verde, which is our standard green tomatilla, and those are looking pretty good. They were just put out here as well. And we've got a different one. I don't know where that's at in here. Another super green, but let's reach back here. And one that we had just brought in kind of late, the Chupande Malinalco, I think, a tomatillo, and that is a longer yellow one that we're pretty excited about. So got the 2 different kinds. Tomatillas in general require 2 plants to pollinate because they're self-sterile, and so if you get one, you'll have nice pretty flowers and no fruit. And so
Get 2.
always get 2, and if you order just one, I'll tell you we're gonna get you 2, because it's no fun to plant one and not get anything from it. We did that for I think 2 years before we realized you have to have 2. Okay. And our last greenhouse tour spot for this morning is some more tomatoes. Most of these are the taste tomatoes. These have only been in the greenhouse a day longer than the others, so they're still pretty fresh. Our goal is to have really good sized tomatoes when people start picking up in April, but not too big. You get way too big and you run into issues, and so our goal is to make them just right. So Roma VF, just the old classic Roma tomato. It's fairly small, but some people really like those. Let's see what else we've got down here. San Marzano, classic heirloom paste tomato. That people that love them, sometimes that's the only thing they will plant. Let's grab another one down here, La Roma 3. So this is the first year that we've brought in La Roma 3. It is a determinate paste tomato, a little bit bigger supposedly than some of the others, but has come highly acclaimed. I've talked to several people who say that's the only thing that's the only thing that they have planted, and so we wanted to bring that one in. And so far, the plant structure of them has been pretty good. Just reach out to the middle. Early Resilience, which is another determinate paste type of tomato. We've been happy with it, and it produces a lot of tomatoes in a fairly short window. So if you like to can, that's a really good one. What do we have here? Granadero. So this is another indeterminate that we've really liked. It has done really well in our garden, and so if you like to can over a season and not just everything all at once, Granadero has been one that we've been really happy with. Let's see, let's grab the one here on the corner. And Super Sauce. So Super Sauce is our largest paste tomato. They get up to about 1 pound. And the first year we grew these, we grew them as an indeterminate, and we were not very impressed. And others had said, well, you need to grow them like a determinate tomato. And I thought, well, sure, we'll give it a try. And let me tell you, even though the catalog says it's an indeterminate, treat it like a determinate, and you will get a ton of nice, almost 1 pound tomatoes. And that's become very popular. We sell a lot of those every year.
So many that I don't always get one from my
Yeah, so many we don't always get one. Well, we sell out. A couple other herbs in here. These are kind of fun. This is the blue borage, right?
Yep.
So really wanted to expand out and see what other herbs would grow well here. And the blue borage has been grows really fast, really well, and is I think a really pretty looking herb.
The new parsley.
Let's grab some of this. So this is minuet parsley, and so we've offered the big Italian flat leaf, and we still offer that and have a bunch of those, but I wanted to try this little finer leaf one this year. It's not like the curled ones that we've seen in other places.
So it's flat, but it would be easier to chop.
But yeah, so it's flat, but just easier to chop. If you've ever dealt with, you know, bigger parsley chunks than you necessarily want in your food dish, I think this would be a really good one to try. And then got several different eggplants out here. Orient Charm eggplant. And again, it may look a little small now, although it's bigger than what a lot of big box stores offer, but this one will grow nicely over the next couple of weeks and will look really good. And then, let's see, our fennel. And so the fennel looks a little tangled here. We'll get that straightened out. But anyway, that's everything that's going on in the greenhouses today. And so one of the things you may have noticed is we're full. And let's actually see. I hope we left the door unlocked. Let's go wander inside, see what we've got under the grow light still. Let's see, so most of the tomatoes are out, but we have a lot of what are going to look like empty pots. And so all of the green beans and a lot of the squashes and melons have been seeded, and because they're fairly quick, they will be perfect here in a couple of weeks. But right now it looks like we've got a lot of dirt kind of hanging out. And let's see what else we've got up here. Ooh, basil. Full tray of basil. Those will be potted up here fairly soon. And let's see what else we've got. We still have some tomatoes left that will be potted up today. And let's see what else we've got. So we do have some kind of the tomatoes that will be picked up towards the end of our sale. So not everything goes in the greenhouse at the same time, but those will be perfect the second half of May. And let's see, anything else on this side you want to look at? So let's come on over here to this side. Got more of the fennel.
It's a leaf fennel, not a bulb fennel.
So more a leaf type of fennel. Let's see what else we have here. Just kind of wandering through some extra tomatoes. We seed more than we're actually going to pot, just to try to make sure that we've got everything covered. So a lot of these are extras, and we'll just see if we're going to end up needing them or not. More basil. Basil is one that we seed multiple times throughout the season to try to aim to have the perfect sizes when you're ready to pick them up. And this is cilantro. And same thing with cilantro. We will seed that multiple times throughout the year. That's about to the point that we should pot it up and take that outside as well. And cucumbers, kind of the same thing as the others. They are seeded now, so they'll be the perfect size, but it'll be a couple days before we actually see them come up. So, and just some other fun things. And we do have some tomatoes that we put into small pots as part of a transition plan. And Two Tasty is one of those ones that we gave special treatment to. It is a new variety that's supposed to be super duper sweet. We're really excited about it. They were a little smaller. It's a smaller plant than we had anticipated, so that's why we started or moved those to smaller pots inside before we moved them out to the greenhouse in even larger ones. Another one that we are trying for this year that came at a customer's request is, I don't know how to say it, Sartre Rolloy, something like that. I'm not French and not even sure it's a French name, but thought we would try it at a customer's request, and a lot of people have ordered it. So we've got two different plantings of that one as well.
What does it look like?
And that one is kind of unique. It's yellow with purple shoulders, but the flavor is supposed to be fantastic. And so really excited about that one. Did a second planting of that one because our first one sold out so quickly. So I think that is it. So if you've got questions, please post them down in the comments. Otherwise, tell your friends about us. We've got a lot of plants for sale and would love to spread the word about what we do and what we offer. So this is Stephen with Iowa Backyard Farmer signing out for now, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. Okay, quick postscript. We forgot the strawberries. So our strawberries, come in closer here because I don't have my microphone on. So our strawberries we actually have up here on the deck because we ran out of space in the greenhouse, and we've got two types this year. Albion is our everbearing. We've grown that for I think 3 years now. Absolutely love it, and they are super happy up here on the deck. Some of them are even happy enough that they are flowering. And beyond that, we have Jewel, which is a June bearing type, and we've got a bunch of those in our own patch as well. So they don't produce the first year, but they do produce a super heavy, super delicious crop every June thereafter. So you can just kind of look up and down there and see that our strawberries are super happy. So
And they're up here so the rabbits can eat.
and saying a nice benefit. A couple of years ago we had put them down behind the greenhouses and wondered why they weren't getting any bigger. Then we noticed that the rabbits were getting fatter. So put them up here on the deck so that keep the rabbits away. And anyway, they're super happy. So that is it for now. Have a good one. Bye-bye.